Good morning, Spirit School. How are you? Great to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing? We have Callie, Jenny, Carrie, Sarah, Stephanie, and Tracy. Good to see you, Tracy. All right, so we are going to start. We're at the top of the hour, and we're going to continue this week. We're going to continue this week with doing our Archangel work, and this week is going to be really, really beautiful. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. All right. So that was my impression of Matthew McConaughey. All right. So good to see you, everybody. You can chat if you would like to in the typing chat, but we are going to start by focusing today. We're going to go into talking about angels more. We're going to talk about Archangel Raphael today. And so just type in the chat, hello, going to an inspection. Okay, so you can listen. Okay, great. So everyone typed hello in the chat just so I know that you're here and you're listening. That would be fantastic. Because to start off with, hi, Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Carrie. I know Jenny's there. I know Stephanie's there. Hello, Tracy. All right. Anyone else? Gosh. Sorry. Turn your phones off or put them on silent. Okay. All right, everybody. So we talked about this last week, but we're going to talk about it more because the angelic realm and connecting with the angelic realm is a very specific vibration, So we are going to listen. I'm going to share this with you because hold on a second. That is being shared. I think that's being shared. If you're just coming in, please say hello so that we can know that you're here. Yeah, I recorded. Up here. Okay, great. You can just, when you're ready to leave, you can just leave. Okay, great. All right, so let's go. I want you to sit straight up. I want you to be in a really relaxed place. We are going to listen to this song. We're just going to take a few breaths. We're going to listen to this song, and it worked out last time, so we're going to do it again. So everyone take a big deep breath. Allow yourself to just be right here, right now. And as you listen to this song, just listen and feel the vibration. Just feel the vibration. Sit back, close your eyes, and listen. Keep breathing, breathe in and out deeply. Keep breathing. And there we'll stand, looking out upon the world that we've known. All fear will be gone when we reach the shores that belong. Notice what the music is doing to you.
looking out upon the world that we all fear will be gone when we reach the shores of Babylon. When we reach the shores of Babylon. When we reach the shores of Babylon. Feel the wind blow your face as we cross the stormy sea. Close your eyes, don't look back. There's nothing left to see.
Keep breathing, feel what it feels like.
The other night you came to me like an angel, you appeared, and we climbed the endless sky and held each other. There we stand, looking out upon the world that we all fear will be gone when we reach the shores of Babylon. When we reach the shores of Babylon. When we reach the shores of Babylon. Be brave, my love.
And take a deep breath, staying in that vibration, staying right there in that vibration. Allowing yourself to just be right here and noticing what kinds of feelings are coming up for you, what that music did for you, what that music brought you to, how it showed you something. All right, Jennifer says uplifting. What else? What else, everybody? You can put it in there. Soothing. What else? Centering. Comforting. I'm sure that's what you meant. Hopeful. Big deep breath. Her glasses. Hugged by a cloud. How beautiful is that? Your dad. Okay, I get that. There's a little bit of that in there. Okay, so where you were at the beginning of this to where you are now is different. Right now, you're in a different space. Remember last time we played that beautiful Millis Manchester song? Now we're continuing with angels this week, right? So the angelic realm is really, 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 really a very high vibration, which I've said. And it really does take this to consciously connect with it. It does take this willingness to let go of all the stuff the ego is telling you, to let go of all that stuff so you can fly lightly, right? I will put that is by a beautiful artist named Tia Malia, who I just adore. And this song, when you go back, I think I put it in the group, I'm not sure. But it really, if you listen to the words, if you understand what it is about, it's about rising above your perception. It's about going to a different place. It's about healing. It's about being brave. The last line she says in that is, be brave, my love. Be brave, my love, right? So rising above, you know, and another part of this, and we'll talk about this more specifically when we talk about Archangel Raphael, is that in there she says, feel the wind, don't look back. So much about Archangel Raphael. So much about that, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So I want to just check in with everybody. And last week we worked with Archangel Michael. So and you had a homework assignment to start to incorporate Archangel Michael into your life. How do you call on him? How do you speak with him? And the other thing I want to tell you very clearly is that the archangels are definitely unisex. So it doesn't matter if you're perceiving it as a male or a female or just an energy. That's okay. It can be perceived as male. It can be perceived as female. It doesn't matter. Of course, tradition says Archangel Michael is a man and all of that stuff is male. But the angelic energies are beyond duality, right? They're beyond duality, basically. So they're beyond male or female. So angels do not have a sex, but we perceive them with some kind of a sexual identity, or a gender identity, I should say. Sorry, a gender identity. And that's okay. It's kind of like when we work with Gabrielle, which we will work with Gabriel and Gabrielle. So same thing. All right. So I do want to catch up with you. I'd like to hear from two people about what they've been doing this week, about, developing your relationship with Archangel Michael, calling on him in certain times, or just sitting quietly and identifying where and how he's working in your life. Right? So I'd like to hear from two people about that homework that you have. Remember, we are in school, so you have homework. You don't have a lot of homework, but you have homework. So, and especially because we do these themes, we want to see how you're developing through the month of whatever theme, and this month is Archangel. So, okay, so who would like to share something about their experience with developing their relationship with Archangel Michael? You can come off of mute. Okay, I guess no one did their homework. All right, that's okay. That's okay.
I can share, Max. I just wanted to see if anybody else wanted to go. I feel
go ahead,
like
Sarah. That's okay. Go ahead, Sarah.
So I've been noticing that when I do think of Archangel Michael, my right ear kind of starts to not really hurt, but tingle, I guess, kind of. Like actually, as soon as you started talking about it, it started to do it. Which like I said last week, I already feel like I have kind of connection there, just because for whatever reason, that's who always seems to come up in readings and stuff for me. But another thing, which I put this in the Facebook group, I don't know who all saw it, but it was really cute. I was playing with my 3-year-old and my 5-year-old, and my 3-year-old goes, "There's bad guys in our house," because we were playing good guys, bad guys with their little toys, And my 5-year-old stops and looks at him and he goes, "No." God and Archangel Michael are always protecting us. There's no bad guys in our house. And I just was like, oh my goodness, that is so, like my heart just burst. It was so cute.
I
So
love
just like, you are absolutely right, Griffin. I said, that is the truth. So it's been going good.
I love that. I love that. And listen, that's such a great story. Such a great story. And you know, Sarah, do you see why I'm saying it's about developing the relationship?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the more that you call in, the more you're aware of it, the more you're literally, what would they say, your spidey senses. So your spidey senses, you know, spidey sense is just another name for, you know, your intuitive awareness. So your intuitive awareness starts to go up, 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 and you start to see it. It's kind of like what we're doing with Money May, you know, when you open up your vibration and you start to see it everywhere in a lot of different forms, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
For sure. Very good. Thank you, Sarah. Very good. I love it. And yeah, so your kids get it too. I love that. I love that. Okay. Anyone else want to talk about their experience with Archangel Michael? If not, that's okay. And when I say you don't do your homework, it's like, just, you know, put that in the back of your head. Like this week, you're going to work with Raphael. Next week, you're going to work with, I forget who we're going to do. I think Gabrielle and then Uriel. I think so. So just work with it. Learn about it here. Know what it is. Start understanding it, and then you start to, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like, you know, meeting someone. Let's just take internet dating, right? So you see someone that you're like, wow, I'm interested in that person. Internet dating, whatever, and then you send a like or a thumbs up or a like, hey, and then you never follow up with it. And you're like, well, why didn't they call up? And they're not doing anything. Well, it's a relationship, right? It's a relationship. This is a relationship. And living intuitively like this is a relationship. You're living like that all the time. You know, you're relying on the angels. And last week, I really, I talked to you about that there's hundreds of thousands of angels. And this is a great way to start to work with angels. They're not the archangels, but we're going to talk about the angel hierarchy today. But if you start to always be like, traffic angels, traffic angels, traffic angels, parking angels, parking angels, parking angels. Remember, you know, what we want to do is we want to invoke. And if you have your notes, you want to write this down. You want to invoke it. Last week we talked about that idea about the angels cannot help unless you ask. But in certain cases they can intervene. But the angelic realm, the angelic energy, that, remember, that's just the energy that's going, I'm here to help, I'm here to guide, I'm here to support you in any way. That energy is just going, But we have a power of choice, and our power of choice is not going to allow, that energy is not going to, just like God is not going to impose his will on you, you have to open up to use your co-creative powers, your co-creative capacities to say, I need help right now. I need help right now. And you know, it's a way of life. You know, it's kind of like this idea that when, you know, a lot of times the time collapsing angels come in. I'm telling you, it's happened to me millions of times. Always has to do with the airport, I'm telling you. Where I say, okay, time collapsing angels, you take care of it. You take care of it. You take care of it. So we have to invoke the angels, and you have to do a little fiat, right? It's called a fiat. And a fiat is one of those short little prayers. So if you can write that down, fiat is not a car. It is a car, but a very short little prayer to ask for guidance or help is a fiat, right? So a fiat is when you say 3 times, 3 is always the magical number, collapsing time angels, whatever it happens to be. You say a short little prayer, you show me, you guide me, you help me. And then you let it go. What is a good rule of thumb or discernment of what's okay to ask? There's nothing not to ask for. The angels, spirit guides, the angels, the divine itself is working through your thinking, if you allow it to. There's nothing that is off limits. There's nothing that's off limits to ask for help, right? So there is nothing at all off limits. You need help in anything. You need house cleaning angels. You need money angels. You need 401k angels. You need whatever. You just call on them. You just call them. So there's nothing out of bounds, right? There's nothing out of bounds because there's this constant support of, constant network of support by this high vibration angelic energy. And listen, the other things people say, well, why don't you just go right to God? Why do you have to go to the angels? Just go right to God. God is the source of love and where everything is growing and changing and shifting all the time. So you can do whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. God's busy. And that's what setting intentions are for and asking. Sure, yeah, your intentions are everything. Everything. God is busy. He's got these angels. He's got a lot of other things to do. So, listen, some people work with angels all the time, and some people never do, and that's okay. That's totally good. God's assistants. That's right. They're God's assistants. All right. So that's what I wanted to say about that. So gonna implement that much more. Good. Implement it much more. I'm telling you, the only way to see the results of anything is to do the work. And the work it's the work in the angelic realm is to literally just keep asking, just keep asking, just keep asking. And don't ask from a desperate place. Remember last time I was talking about the angels aren't giving anything you don't already have. The angels are just helping you to see what's right in front of your eyes, but you don't see it yet, right? You're just not getting it, or you're not putting yourself in the right position to accept that or to see it. So, dear God and angels, you show me which way, you tell me where to go, you tell me what to do, I will follow. And when you do that more, then you are going to be put in positions, in perceptions, where you see it, you feel it, and you get it. Okay? Take a big deep breath. Okay. Wishing for, unless I ask to utilize it. Let me read that again. Explains why when something isn't happening that I'm wishing for, well, wishing is not the best word, but that's okay.
Or I don't know if that was the correct word. It probably more like less of, it's like, we're activating a lot of this, attracting more abundance in our life. And yet if it's kind of, it's just, there's certain ways it may be happening and there's other ways that it could be happening more, and yet it isn't, then by taking an active implementing using this
Totally. I get that.
Right?
And that is, and thank you, Kelly. And that comes back to everybody. That comes back to faith. That comes back to faith. So the faith muscle has to be really worked, right? The faith muscle. And when we do More Money May, we're going to talk about that, but it's so true. So, you see what it's, the 3 steps are really, really, really important, and they're exactly the same in everything. You know what you want. You want help. You want guidance on this project or whatever. And then you focus on it, that, and then you have to have faith and let it go that it all will work out. And that is the part where most people fail, because they don't have enough trust or faith that the angels got it going on. It's already happening. Why does everything always work out so perfectly for me? So, right? So that part of yourself is the part that the ego wants to go, no, it's not working, it's not happening, right? So, good. Building your faith muscle. Amen, sister. Okay, take a big deep breath. Okay, anyone want to say anything about that before we move into Raphael? I'm going to do the hierarchy, but I'm not sure. Okay. Anyone want to say anything? Okay. I am going to show you something. Now, this is, I kind of mentioned it before, but I want to show it to you. Remember, there's such vast and so much deep, vast, well, I can't think of the word I'm thinking of, but the amount of angelology that there is so vast, it's so deep, there's so much, and it comes from so many different forms, Now, some people like to understand this in a hierarchical kind of terminology. For me, it gets a little, it's fine, but I want to show you the celestial hierarchy. This is a very basic celestial hierarchy that many, many, many people ascribe to. You can ascribe to it if you want to. If it helps you, then do it. That's what I say. If it helps you, then do it. So I want to just share this with you. So here we go. All right, so here we go. Now I want to show you this in the hierarchical. You can take notes. I'll put this in the group too. All right. So the celestial hierarchy. Right, so I just want to tell you this really quickly. Is it goes from all the way up here. The ninth. This is closest to God. Basically, this is the bottom. Okay, this is kind of the bottom, but it's first, right? So it's the bottom rung, right? Lower vibration. So let's just go through this quick. You might have heard of the seraphim. Okay, the seraphim is said to be highest order of angels who guard God's throne. Now, so this is all very. What I want to tell you, how do I say this? Because there's so many different ways of looking at the angels, everything's going to have a different meaning. All you need to know is that the seraphim they're often depicted as burning angels to represent them on fire with love for God. In the Bible, Isaiah saw them as six-winged beings. So the seraphim sometimes, let me just tell you this, the seraphim sometimes in a lot of traditional literature and faith books can be kind of scary. Because it's like, they're kind of like fire, and it's like the brimstone and fire kind of thing, but it's totally different. So these heavenly creatures constantly sing their love for God, but they can be depicted in really scary ways, right? Because they're purifying, and so they're supposed to be burning stuff up. Supposed to be. This is all story, and this is all stuff that's been reimagined through lots of different people. And they believe that they're a first creation of God to enable God to know himself through the seraphim existence and experiences. Now, a lot of this, let me just tell you this, a lot of this comes from the Bible and the Torah, just so you know, okay? Now, the second one is the cherubim. The cherubim is, you'll know what I mean, is full of knowledge. The cherubim have the honor of observing and keeping the records. See, now you're going to get into what they do. Remember, there's 50 million angels. So there's 50 million angels. So these angels, and they all have different powers. So this keeps the records of God's creative power. It's believed the cherubim were placed at the gates of Eden to guard the knowledge that could be gained from eating the fruit of the tree of life. Cherubim are said to have 4 wings and 4 faces. See, it gets kind of crazy. The cherubim also act as heavenly counselors who guard the light. Cherubim are the seekers of eternal truth, and if you're struggling to find faith, what we just talked about, and spiritual pathway, you should call on the cherubim to help you find the light and the eternal truth of God. Also, cherubs, right? You all know what cherubs are, and so cherubs are one of the ones that are used throughout history, and cherubs are usually associated, of course, with what's it called? With Valentine's Day and love and Cupid. Cupid was a cherub, right? See, now look at how, and this is why you have to have your own personal experience. Look at how that has been kind of not bastardized, but it's been shifted and changed in our modern culture to be like, oh, the cherub is going to shoot the arrow and then you're going to fall in love. So that's different than what this is saying. So I'm just going through these quickly because, literally, unless you have, a direct experience with these angels in the angelic realm, you're not going to know, but you have to do it, right? Thrones are the third. Thrones are associated with the power of judgment. Thrones carry God's justice according to spiritual and universal laws. Ezekiel claimed that they looked like wheels with eyes. Isn't that crazy? See, a lot of this is kind of like, whoa. The thrones also act as angels who are friends of all the planets. They represent the divine majesty. The wheels are said to belong to the throne of God, and it is the thrones, see the thrones, who will drive forward God's chariot. See how the story starts to unfold? It's like, oh, a lot of the angel stories, let me tell you, a lot of the angel stories and what's written about the angels has a lot to do with God's throne, of where they are in relationship to God's throne, okay? The eyes represent all knowing and all seeing wisdom of God. Sometimes the thrones are portrayed as angels who carry the scales of justice. Okay? The fourth choir, these are called choirs, just so you know. The dominions. The fourth choir of angels, known as dominions, are said to ensure that God's will is carried out by other angels. Dominions are similar to having a supervisor or a manager, right? So they're the ones that are like going, okay, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you go be this, you go be this. They're often seen to carry an orb or a scepter, which represent authority. Their other purpose is to help balance the force of creation, bringing together the integration of material and spiritual worlds. The dominions are the angels who represent the superiority of wisdom over intellect. I love that. The superiority of wisdom over intellect. I love that, and that's the truth. And govern the natural worlds and the elements, right? Okay. I'm just going to go through these really quickly because I'm aware of time and we want to get... Okay, good. So the fifth choir, the virtues. The virtues are the angels who watch over heavenly bodies and nature, right? If you're in need of encouragement, pray to the virtues to ask them to bless you. The virtues are often associated with miracles performed on earth. The virtues are able to combine the will of God and the energies of Mother Earth to bring about heroic deeds. Shining bright and often depicted with swords, shields, or scepters, these wonderful angels will assist you in your darkest hour. So think about the word virtue. I mean, really, virtue is such a it's such a powerful word. You know, virtue is like having virtue is that courage to the courage to stand by what you believe and your morals, right? So virtues really will bring you out of your darkest hour because you usually are in this place of you're not standing by things, you're not standing up for things. And then also when you think about the earth and you think about the virtues are similar to Archangel Uriel, but we'll talk about that later. About the earth being so powerful and you being so powerful, and the combination with that of that is a wonderful combination of how powerful the earth is and how powerful you are. So bringing heaven on earth, right? So the powers, these are the angels that are said to maintain the order around planet Earth. You're going to see a lot of this stuff because a lot of the angel stuff is very, very, very connected to how people believed that science worked. So a lot of people throughout history believed that how science and how the earth worked and how all of that stuff before we knew about a lot of the modern ways of looking at weather and all of that stuff, believed that the angels had to do with how life on planet Earth worked. So these angels are said to maintain order around the planet Earth and protect it from being overthrown by Satan. Satan. If you have been the recipient of an evil act and wish your soul to remain protected, then invoke the powers to assist you in your hour of. So see, a lot of this is based on duality, my friends. You see? So I'm giving you this overview. This isn't mine. This is just what is a very typical angelic hierarchy, right? So the principalities. The principalities are a realm of angels who keep a watchful eye of the nations of the planet Earth and its leaders. In times of great need and worldly problems, prayers to the principalities will assist the world. So if you are an angel person, you believe in the hierarchy in this form, this might be a wonderful time to call on the principalities. Am I right? Am I right? So true. Okay, so the archangels. The eighth one is archangels. Archangels' role is quite varied. They're said to help ensure God's will is done, to assist us humans in our affairs, and to communicate God's messages to his people. The archangels are also the leaders of the angelic armies, right? There are only, now see, and I'm going to tell you this really quickly. In this, there's only 4 archangels, right? In other traditions, there's 7 archangels. So don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. So there are only 4 archangels acknowledged by the Catholic faith, right? Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and, oh wait, where's Uriel? Uriel's on there. It's believed that the 4th is unnamed. Yeah, that's right. Unnamed angel that was pre-incarnate Christ. So, but since then, the Catholic Church has changed. Uriel is part of it too. So you just see how it's just crazy. And then just angels. These are our own personal guardian angels. So these are the archangels that are really, the guardian angels that are very, very, very close to us. Okay, let me stop this share because I was going to talk to you. Okay, so do you see how tradition, where you come from, your history, all of that stuff has so much to do with what you're studying with angels. I mean, there's a whole other study with angels that really started like in the late 1800s, early 1900s too, and that's a whole other kind of study of angels. So my recommendation to you is to get the generalities, and then you start working with the angels and feeling that relationship, seeing how it works in your life, right? Okay, so I know there's a lot of questions. And it's confusing. Don't worry about making sense of it right now. So you just want to be able to be like, okay, there is an energy that's very, very, very high energy, that their only job is to help and to guide and to support what's happening here in the lower vibration of Earth. That's all you kind of need to know, right? For right now. If this work really, really, really turns you on, then you want to start to study. Then you want to start to read all the stuff. And then but I will tell you, because I've done a lot of the studying myself, you're going to read one thing in one text, and then the next text is going to totally contradict it. And then the next text is going to take both of those and put it together. And then there's a whole other, which I subscribe to, a whole other way of thinking around angels is that since angels are the thoughts of God, right? Angels are the thoughts of God. When you are thinking with God, those thoughts of love, of support, of compassion, of all of those things, that each of those thoughts are creating an angel. So there's that too. So listen, it's a vast field. So you want to just read a little. But the most important that I want you to know in this next 4 weeks is to develop your relationship and see how it works. Okay? All right, take a big deep breath. All right. Anybody? Carrie, that's because the scribes changed the stories as they reported. That's exactly right. That's right. Carrie, you're totally right. So the stories were always being changed. So we don't even know. That's why it's important that you have your personal story. Okay? And, if you read the Torah and the angel stuff in the Torah, it's like, and the Kabbalah, there's a lot of it. Okay? Anyone want to say anything else other than that? Thank you, Carrie, for saying that. Okay, take a big deep breath. That was a lot of heavy stuff, heady stuff. So, deep breath coming back right here. Okay. So, right now I'm going to talk about Archangel Raphael. Today we're working with Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael, this is why I'm wearing green, and I'm flying. Archangel Raphael is the healer angel, okay? Archangel Raphael is the angel that's associated with healing. And healing is on every level, on every level, physical, mental, and spiritual. So, Archangel Raphael is the vibration. That vibration is the vibration that helps you to transcend whatever seems to be blocking you. Cancer seems to be blocking me. So it feels like I need to transcend that. Self-doubt is blocking me. I need to transcend that. Let's see. Self-hatred is blocking me. I need to transcend it. A broken arm is holding me back. I need to transcend that. So it's healing on every single level. My beliefs, my body, and spiritually where I don't have enough. And this is where Archangel Raphael can help you. That idea, vibration, can help you to transcend your doubt. Remember, doubt is really the thing that keeps you from the miracle. The doubt is the thing that keeps you from seeing with the eyes of God. The doubt is the thing that will keep you stuck in the place that you are. So, Archangel Raphael is the healer angel. And Archangel Raphael can be seen a lot in hospitals, obviously. It's the Archangel Raphael is the angel that is associated with the nursing profession and the medical profession. Makes sense, right? So Archangel Raphael is all those things. I want to share one one sheet with you about him really quickly, or her, depending on how you perceive her. So let me hold on a second. Where is it? Okay. All right, let's go through this quickly. Raphael means the healing power of God. And he is a powerful healer who assists in all forms of healing, humans and animals. That's the truth, too. Helps to rapidly heal the body, mind, and spirit if called upon. Raphael sits directly in front of you, okay? And he can also be called on behalf of someone else. That's why you pray to Raphael when someone is sick, right? When someone is not in the place, you pray to Raphael to intervene. But he can't interfere with that person's free will. Remember, this is huge. This is huge. If they refuse spiritual treatment, it can't be forced. That is what is the main thing with all the angels, right? Raphael is full of joy and humor and is often pictured chatting merrily with mortal beings. He's very sweet, loving, kind, and angelic. And you know that he's around when you see sparkles or flashes of green light. Part of Raphael's healing work involves spiritual releasement and space clearing. I'm sure you've heard of that before. He often works with Michael to exorcise disincarnate entities and escort away lower energies from people and places. So heal, to come back to a neutral place. As well as a healer, Raphael is known as the patron of travelers because of his help with Tobias and his travels. This is a long story, but I'm not going to go into it. Call upon Raphael when you're traveling to ensure safe travels. In addition, he assures that all your transportation, lodging, and luggage details will go miraculously well. Raphael also helps with inward spiritual journeys, assisting in the search for guidance and truth, right? So, listen, I call on Raphael all the time when I'm traveling, all the time. In the Bible, Raphael taught Tobias how to make balms and ointments from a fish which cured Tobias's father's blindness. Now, this is all biblical, right? Raphael can be called upon to help healers such as doctors, therapists, and surgeons. Call on Raphael if you're a student entering the healing fields, and if you're looking for the right school, or in the need of help with studies, as well as getting the time and money for school. We love that. So anything that has to do with, remember, it's like healing of the mind, right? So school has a lot to do with Raphael. He also insists with establishing healing practices when your schooling is finished. Raphael not only helps you to heal from your physical, emotional, and mental pain, but he also heals wounds from the past lives. I love that. Other areas Raphael helps with is finding lost pets, reducing and eliminating addictions. This is so true. And cravings, clairvoyance. Remember, clairvoyance is how you see things. Bringing unity into your life. If you feel out of touch with your spirituality, if you lost a partner, and or soul or body doesn't feel whole. So this is what Archangel Raphael is all about. It's all about. So just change this. Okay. So we know that, right? Now his color is green because do you remember? Do you remember which chakra? Which chakra is green? You can put it in, or you can say it, or you can unmute yourself.
Heart chakra.
Heart chakra. That's right. Thank you so much, Sarah. So the heart chakra is green, and the heart chakra, green, is the color of life, of of the grass, of the trees, of nature. So green and the heart chakra is very, very connected with Archangel Raphael. Everyone put your hand on your heart, or your hands on your heart. Shut your eyes. Big deep breath right now. I want you to just feel your heart chakra for a moment. Just drop right into your heart chakra. Be aware of your heart chakra right now. Deep breath. Open your eyes. If you can hear, it is incredibly windy here. You can hear something. It's incredibly windy here. And what's pretty amazing is that the four major archangels are connected with the elements, right? So, guess what element Archangel Raphael is connected to? Air. Right? Because what does air do? What does wind do? It clears things out. It clears out the smoke. It clears out the dust so that you can see, you can breathe, all of that stuff. So right now, I thought about this right before we started. I didn't think about it. I was like, look at all that air that's going around. That's why when you take a breath, it's a healing breath. Make sense, everyone? Take a deep breath. When I ask you to take a deep breath, it's almost like asking you to call on Archangel Raphael, because the wind and the air is healing you. It's healing you. It brings you back to the present moment. It brings you back away from the past, and it opens everything up. And we know this from science that that oxygen is healing. Oxygen is healing on every level. The whole body does not function right if you are not breathing. Not breathing right. Well, it's never going to function if you don't breathe. But does that make sense? Does anyone want to say anything about that? Because we're going to have a little short. I'm going to take you to meet Raphael in a second. Anyone want to say anything about any of this stuff about Raphael? Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take you through. Who's ready to do a short little experience with Raphael? Say yes if you are.
Yes.
Yes. Me. Okay. All right, everyone. I want you to sit straight up. Close your eyes. I want you to take 3 healing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. But before you do that, we're going to do it very, very, very specifically today. And each breath is going to be for the mind, body, and spirit. So take a deep breath in for your mind. And release through your mouth. Another deep breath in through your nose for your body, to heal your body. And release. And another deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth for your mind. And release. Now, just allowing yourself to just relax. Breathing normally. Find your rhythm before we start this. Just find your natural rhythm. Just going to take a moment to be quiet. I want you to just find your natural rhythm. Breathing, and try to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, at least at the beginning. Just getting in touch with your natural rhythm of how you breathe. Take the time. And now, from this place where you've calmed your mind a moment, you just allowed yourself to focus on your breathing. I want you to imagine, sense, see, or feel the idea of air and wind. You might start to feel or hear wind or air swirling around you. I want you to imagine what it feels like to start to move forward with your body when there's wind and there's air all around you. You might be outside somewhere where you can feel the wind. On a cliff, at a beach, in a park, in the forest, where you feel wind. Imagine yourself feeling wind swirling on your face, around your body. Take a deep breath of that wind right now. You don't have to feel it physically. You can just sense it or see as much as you can with the wind, but feel what that wind is doing. Feel how it's swirling around you, coming forward from the front of you, towards you, all around you. Feel this wind. The wind is exactly the right temperature. You're not cold, you're not hot. This wind is starting to make you feel more purified. This wind is starting to make you feel more in touch. This wind coming from in front of you is starting to help you to feel lighter. It is starting to help you to feel more hopeful. It's starting to help you to feel more in touch with yourself instead of everything that's not right. Now, as you feel all this wind around you, I really want you to focus right in front of you. Right in front of you. The source of where the wind is coming from. You can see an energy there, or you don't have to. You can just feel that the wind is coming from right in front of you. It could be a breeze or it could be a full gush, it doesn't matter. And I want you to almost feel like you're falling into the wind, but you're going to be taken in the wind like you're going to fly. Like you're going to fly. You're safe. And as you lean forward into this wind, the wind feels like it's catching you. The wind feels like it's lifting you. The wind feels like it's cradling you. And now you begin to truly fly. Letting go of your weight, letting go of whatever was behind you on the earth, and you start to rise. This wind is so supportive, you have nothing to worry about. You know that as you fall into that wind, you're supported and you are flying. And as you rise up in the wind, you start to realize that it's not just the wind there in front of you, that there is a vibrational beingness that is supporting you, holding you, and taking you on this journey. And this beautiful energy that's underneath you, almost as if you're on its back, is the Archangel Raphael. And as you climb higher, you feel lighter. And you can feel the energy of this Archangel so clearly because it's so light. It's so fun. It's almost funny. Because what is the thing that helps us to heal the fastest? Love and joy. And the natural response of joy is laughter. And as you start to ascend even higher, you feel lighter. You feel more free. You feel more connected with yourself as you take this beautiful journey on the air with Archangel Raphael. All of your problems seem to be no big deal. Every nook and cranny of your body that might have felt strange or had anything that was wrong with it starts to feel full of the air, full of wind, and lighter and lighter and lighter. And as you keep flying with Archangel Raphael, you realize you have all these other problems that are in your mind from your past and being scared of the future. And those problems or those situations start to dissipate. Because the wind and the healing power of Archangel Raphael is enveloping it, allowing it to be, so that you can move forward in freedom, in health, in joy, and in love. Continue to fly, feeling very, very light. Letting all your problems go, just focusing on this one experience of being away from the earth, closer to the clouds, and feeling safe, safe, safe. Just take a moment to allow yourself to be in that space right now. Be there. Good. All right. Take a deep breath again. Feeling different. And as you start to come back down, you decide to come back to yourself. Coming back down, 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 down. And this beautiful wind that is so strong just allows you to stand back down on the earth. Take another deep breath of its beautiful wind. And in your mind or aloud, just thanking Archangel Raphael for the healing, for the transcending of your fear, transcending of the way things were, transcending your body, and returning to love. And take another deep breath. And allowing yourself to feel your seat, coming back to the room you're in. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. When you are ready, I'd like to hear from at least one of you about what that experience was like. You can unmute yourself, whoever would like to. I always feel so refreshed. I always feel so, like refreshed, like cleaned out, new. Kind of like, Who has an experience they want to share? It doesn't have to be positive or negative or anything. Tension free. Nice, Carrie. Carrie, do you want to explain that a little bit more? You can just unmute yourself. You don't have to go on camera if you don't want to.
No, it was free from the body. It was just like it escaped from every ache and pain. Nice. And just released just like everything, because I was feeling just like a little bit overwhelmed, and then everything just went with the wind. The wind just took it all. You saw it going. Good. See how easy that was on some level? It was.
And if you call on that energy, and if you call on that Archangel Raphael energy, and the wind is really, really, really healing, right, Carrie?
Absolutely.
It's Absolutely.
Freedom.
Yes, that freedom, I get the chills all over. That's totally right. The freedom feeling is that thing of being like, you're not your body. You're something so much more than all of that. And when you get in touch with that, then you come back to your body and your life, and you're different, right, Carrie?
Absolutely. It was almost like the feel it real too. It was just like I was visualizing myself without the pain, without the tension, and it was just went relaxed and gone.
Love it. I love it. Very good. Thank you, Carrie. That's really beautiful.
Welcome.
Thank you. Sarah says she even got a little giddy vibe. Artie says the flying nun. I love that. So Sarah, you were feeling the giddy vibe?
Yeah, like jumping from cloud to cloud, like wee fun, like that.
Good. And you see how that energy is so healing?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's why, laughter is one of the most healing things we can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really good laughter changes your whole body chemistry. Your body chemistry changes when you laugh. So I love that, Sarah. Very good. Thank you. Artie says the flying nun. I love the flying nun. Artie, is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience just now with that? Besides, the flying nun's great, but.
Well, that was just kind of a joke. But that's what I thought when you were first getting us started. That's how I was lifting myself up. I put on her hat, and but anyway, the thing that was most striking to me was actually as we were coming back into our bodies was kind of at that sort of end stage. I was getting a lot of images, in my mind of a male sort of head and shoulders kind of figure that changed. I mean, it wasn't, but it was very, very nice to see, and it was very comforting. And then as then I started noticing that my heart chakra was feeling very warm, and so that was probably the biggest thing. And it still is actually all this time now later. I feel real warmth in my heart chakra, and so that was nice. And in the images, the faces, I mean, some of them were very jolly, very laughing, and just changed a lot. But it felt like this kind of connection by seeing this kind of being, as it were.
Love it. Very good, Artie. I love that, and I love so much of that. I'm so glad that it felt good, and that that is definitely an indication that you're on the right path, because that heart chakra will start to feel like, and you start to feel like you can breathe better. It starts to open up. It can start to warm up, and there's no right or wrong, right, Artie and everyone? There's no right or wrong. You're going to have your own experience, right, and you're allowing it.
Yeah.
Allowing it. Beautiful. So I'm going to suggest that all of you do that. I mean, you can listen to this again, but I actually have I put the Archangel Michael meditation. Did anyone listen to that last week? I will have another one for Raphael. Anybody listen to that? Okay. I will put it in again, the Raphael one, and so you can listen to that. It's a little longer. I will put that in for sure. So if you can do that, and in that one, I really take you through the air. I mean, it really, really take you there. No, they're not. These are all private. They're from my course. So you had to have my course to get them. So so they're in the group. I'm pretty sure I put the Michael one, the link to it. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I put it's a link, right? So there's a link to it that goes to my OneDrive, so you can listen to it there. So, okay. That's it. Anyone want to say anything before we wrap up, or their impressions of Raphael and their working with angels? Anyone want to ask any? We'll just open it up to any questions or comments to anyone, especially if you might not have, if you didn't ask anything. Okay. All right. So your homework this week. Go ahead, Sarah. Were you going to say something?
I was just going to say that the only question I had, you had already answered, so no questions. Because I actually have, like when my kids were sick, I had kind of envisioned them like surrounded by green and gold light, and asked Raphael to help them. So I was going to ask if it was okay to do that, because I wasn't sure if you were supposed to. So.
For sure.
And the next day, like, it was time, there was like one time where one of them was really sick, throwing up and stuff even. And so I thought sure the next day was going to be just as bad. And by the next day, they were completely fine. Like, it was really weird, but it was awesome. So.
Good. Yeah, you can definitely pray and send light and everything to other people through, and just call on Archangel Raphael. And imaging is really powerful. Imagining, Archangel Raphael, surrounding them, and imagining their heart chakra getting really big, because that's the most healing place, right? So that's one thing. You can just, you notice the heart chakra a lot with somebody that's sick or whatever, and that helps a lot. Any other comments or questions? All right. So this week you're going to work with Archangel Raphael. Did someone else want to say something? No? Okay. All right. So this week you're going to work with Archangel Raphael. You're going to continue your develop. You can keep working with Michael, but you're going to want to, and remember, it's mind, body, and spirit. So if there's things that need to be healed in your mind or your body or your spirit, or for others or whatever, start developing that relationship with Archangel Raphael. Okay, my friends? And next week we'll do more angels. 4 angels. So it's all about angels. It's about angels and money May. All right, everybody. Love you so much. I'm going to put that link on YouTube, and I will put this one sheet, not YouTube, onto our Facebook group. And then I'll put this one sheet about Archangel Raphael. Okay? All right, everybody. Let's all say, see you later, alligators. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later. Thank you so much.
Okay.
After a while, crocodiles.
After a while, crocodile.